A lot of people just think, and even churches go to the extent of saying, we've come to marry. Not you and me, of course. You've come to marry somebody. They want to know your genotype, and then they say, we're not going to marry you. Who are they to say that? You want to marry each other.
Yes, Prof, talking
because
about
that was done in Cyprus with thalassemia, a similar condition,
a blood disorder.
And they found that people started changing their genotypes. And it happened even in this country. There was
falsifying genotype records.
Yes, because you want to marry somebody, you want to marry them. I have a girl with sickle cell anemia. And I attended the engagement ceremony. The husband had come, a Nigerian too, from Texas to marry her. And they did the, he told me, said, Prof, my husband, he is AS, you know. He thought I would say, why? Why not? I said, oh, okay. So he said, at first I didn't want the marriage to go on. So I started going out with a man with AA, but it didn't work out. Then they married. And now they have 2 children. They still live in Texas. She came home early this year and she came to visit me. She's SS. The man knows she's SS. She knows. So a lot of people marry themselves. And in Brazil, I've seen SS and SS marry. In Nigeria, SS and SC, people will marry who they like.
Okay,
but
Prof,
it's good to know, yes, so you know what you're doing. But there's this idea. I've even heard some doctors say, we can eradicate it. Please forget it. We cannot eradicate none of these inherited disorders, whether it's diabetes, whether it's hypertension, whether it's sickle cell, even asthma, things like that, inherited. We can make them better. Okay. And today, sickle cell is much better than it was. You know, in America, they have sickle cell. Why? Because they came here and took a lot of people as slaves 500 or more years ago. And everything we know about sickle cell today, how to treat them, what to do when they're young, newborn screening, this, that, hydroxy, all have come from research from America, not from here.
Okay, sorry to cut you short,
Yes.
sir. We will come back to what is available in terms of life-saving measures and intervention. But still on the area of awareness, it is very important for us to totally trash out the marriage issue. Prof, now you have been painting a picture that seems to look like nothing is wrong with an individual with AS, a lady with AS, and a male with AS who want to get married. Is it that there have not been any issues in the past? Is there no problem with it at all in terms of what the child eventually suffers? Now, we know that even in Nigeria today, there have been a lot of marriages that broke up because of instability when it has to do with the frequent visits of the child to the hospital and all of that. So is it that nothing happens, there are no burdens to bear, or there are no precautions if you decide to get married?
It is good. Here we have no structure because there's a bill was going to be passed, and that bill was passed maybe because they didn't want to put money, because where you put your mouth, you must put your funds.
Exactly.
And that's what America did. 1972, they had the Sickle Cell Anemia Act through Congress, and they put millions of dollars each year, and that's why they've been able to do research and find out all we know now to make them live longer. In 1974 in America, the average life expectancy of somebody with sickle cell anemia was 14 years. In 2003, that's about 30 years later, it was 53 years, which is longer than average life expectancy of all Nigerians. Now it is about 60 years.
Okay.
So you can always, by doing research, improve, like we've improved cars, we've improved aeroplane, improved communication gadgets. You send a text, in 2 minutes somebody in Dallas receives it. I mean,
exactly.
All those things. We should start doing research. research needs funding.
But what do you have to tell the man and woman out there who want to get married? The male is AS, the female is AS, but they know of their neighbor next door quarreling every second with the wife because they have a child.
No, not people quarrel over so many things.
Okay.
Money or whatever. I don't know how many quarrels have you say a lot of divorces or so through. We don't see that with sickle cell.
But in terms of the
it's people just assume, but I'm telling you, people marry themselves. SS, we have another person married to AS and she's SS.
Okay,
and
Prof. Let's bring it back to
this is what happens.
Okay.
In real life, and people say it, but when it comes to people, some come to do prenatal diagnosis, do all sorts of things, like the couple I told you in America, Nigerian couple. She's SS. The AS husband I knew quite well, went back with her. They have 2 children. None of their children is SS because they did pre-implantation genetic diagnosis. Once we invest in research, things will improve.